Hey guys, welcome to the 2 a.m. pipe on the patio. Today I am smoking my Tuesday Savinelli, the 320 Dolomiti. And in it I am smoking Gowarth and Hogarth, Kendal, Kentucky. Man, this is some good stuff. That is some good tobacco there. So it's a beautiful day here today. It is absolutely beautiful. Sadie and I went out for a walk today. We went up to the Persinger Cemetery. We finally went inside. Looked around inside this time. Still haven't seen the carpenter bees in a couple days. Got another one out here now. Gonna have to let the landlord know. See if she wants to do anything about it. Actually, a couple of them out here. Two of them. If I was a kid, I'd be taking care of them with a wiffle bat. I know that. So we went up to the cemetery and there was a newly dug rabbit nest right next to William Persinger's grave. Had fur all around the entrance. So Sadie was all excited about that. She loves rabbits. She used to have a rabbit when she was little, and she took such good care of that rabbit. And one day we went out to the cage and it couldn't use its back legs anymore. I don't know what happened to it. So we had to take it and have it put down. I don't know if something got its leg from the outside and was trying to pull it through the cage or what. I don't know what happened to it, but he was lame, couldn't move his back legs at all, and we had, you know, plywood on one end of the cage, so, you know, we had a safe place, but you never know what happens in those situations. If he got his leg caught in something and just twisted himself up. She loved that rabbit. The kids have always had animals until we moved here. And so when we get our own place, they'll have, Sadie wants a rabbit. McKinley has a bearded dragon, and somebody's watching that for her until we get our own place. And then she'll bring that back out here. I don't know, we'll get a dog, another greyhound. We'll have to see how that all works with the greyhound and the rabbit. We have to get a greyhound that's small animal friendly. But so she's always she loves rabbits. She's always loved rabbits. My wife used to raise Angora rabbits when we first got married. She had a bunch of them, and they are just, they're the sweetest little rabbits. They're not little rabbits. They're just the sweetest rabbits. And when they have babies, their babies are just adorable. Oh man. They got this long hair, and it's just so soft, and the babies are just so cute. They're a lot of work, those Angora rabbits. They're a lot of work. We had a big lop-ear that my brother-in-law had actually found in his backyard. So we took it, and we'd had it in a cage for the longest time, and we wound up bringing it inside one time, and wanted to see if we could house train it. So we got a litter box, thing right into the litter box. He never did anything outside the litter box. It was already house trained. So he just had free run of the house. Totally litter box trained. He was the coolest rabbit. He was a big, huge lop-eared rabbit. And he'd just lay on the hearth to the fireplace and just sleep there for hours and hours. People would come over and he'd just be sleeping up there. All of a sudden he'd jump up, run over to the litter box, and people would go, "That rabbit's real." He was the coolest rabbit. Clancy was his name. He was a dog. That rabbit was a dog. Somebody come to we had the back entrance of the back of the house. You could come up these stairs and you could enter from the back door, which was a sliding glass door. People come to the door and they'd knock. He'd run over to the door, and we had these like hanging curtain type things that were just slats, those slat curtains, and he'd just take them and move them to the side and see who was there. He'd look down, here's this rabbit looking to see who's outside the door. He was like a dog. But don't leave your drink. He loved alcohol. If you left your drink down on the floor, next thing you know, that rabbit would have his head down in your glass, just drinking your drink. He was something else. That's why we named him Clancy. He's a little alcoholic. How you doing? Doing good. How are you? Cool rabbit. Reminded me of Clancy, the riverboat captain in some movie. He was always drunk. My wife would always sit in her chair and put her glass down on the floor next to it. She'd look down and Clancy'd always have his head down in it. Okay, his name is Clancy. Cool rabbit. We had this plate of, it was a candy dish. It was over in front of a window where we had a sofa. And one day I went over to the sofa and I was just sitting out there we had this big window and you could oversee the entire city of San Diego, and you could look all the way and see Mexico. This just overlooked the entire city of San Diego, all the way to Mexico. And it was just a beautiful view. So I sat down there one day and I looked over and I saw this. They were like these little hard raspberry candies that looked like raspberries. And the whole top of them looked like it was melted. And so it was like, so I called Denny and I go, Denny, look at this. These candies are all melted. It must have the sun must have melted them or something. So I went to pick them up and I noticed that there was liquid in the bottom of it. The rabbit had been sitting there, just been licking that candy dish for who knows how long. Just licked them smooth. Just licked the top of those raspberry candies smooth. And that rabbit loved Smarties. He would eat Smarties all day long if you fed him Smarties. He just loved Smarties. And so I went out and sat in the chair in shorts. That rabbit would just come up and start humping my legs. So we had to take him and get him fixed. I wasn't having that. I wasn't getting no. I was just too sexy for that rabbit. He was just. I couldn't sit down. He'd get on my leg, just start going at it. I'd kick him off. He'd jump right back up, get on me, and start humping me again. I don't know what it is, man. I had a dog that used to do that too. Thunder, the dog of terror. I'd come home from work. Thunder'd come in. Thunder let him in from outside, and he'd come in and he'd just get up on me, and I'm like, "Hey, Thunder, how you doing, man?" Next thing I know, I got dog spooge all over my leg. I don't know what it is about animals and my legs. They love me. Just, I don't know what it is, man. I wish I had that effect on my wife. Those were the good old days, man. To be young. Be young and young and no kids, and just having all the animals and no worries. Those are some good times. I wouldn't change it now. Craziness. It was all craziness back then. Our house was always the party house. Everybody came to our house. I'm going to have to tell you some of the party stories one of these days. That'll be my next video. I'm going to tell you about the monkey boy. Monkey boy, that's the story that needs to be told. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. Have a good one.